This guitar is addictive. Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. So as some of you know, I bought this Gym Root Jazzmaster by Fender just recently. However, it's not been the smoothest guitar purchase I've ever had, so I thought I'd do this video just to update you guys and see if it's really been worth the stress and hassle. So just to give you guys a little bit of backstory, I'm obviously a huge Slipknot fan, I'm a huge Gym Root fan, and these guitars are something that I've wanted to own for a little while now. So I found a dealer in the UK and inquired and asked why this guitar was listed as B-stock. Usually they're covered in knocks and bangs and stuff like that from people trying them in the shop. However, he got back to me and said the only thing that's wrong with it is just a tiny little bit of paint on the neck heel right here. And I'll do a close-in for you guys, but if you guys have seen my unboxing video, you'll already know about this. So that's something I really didn't mind. He said the thing plays great, it sounds good, nothing wrong with it other than that. So I put an offer in, they accepted, and they said, okay, brilliant, it's all yours, it'll be with you tomorrow. However, unfortunately, I had to wait over a week for this thing to arrive. DHL, the parcel company, they managed to, I think, lose it basically. Nobody knew where it was. They sent me back to the shop saying, you need to take it up with them. I spoke to some people in the shop. They said, take it up with DHL. It's out of our hands now. DHL had an app where you were supposed to track your parcel, but that didn't work. The delivery date just stayed the same for about 3 days after it was sent out to me. So when I spoke to them, I said, listen, it's saying it's supposed to be delivered on the 19th or whatever, and we're on like the 23rd now or whatever it was. And I said, unless you've got a DeLorean, I don't know how you're going to achieve that. However, they didn't know where it was. The shop was trying to chase them. They couldn't follow up on it either. So a week passed. The guitar finally came. I did my unboxing video, and you'll see that I was really trepidatious because I was kind of tainted by the experience. I don't know. I've just been waiting for more things to go wrong, and I think this whole experience has been tainted. I got the guitar out of the box. Like I said, you'll see it. There was just a tiny little bit of paint here, which is absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that. However, this neck pickup was really, really loose. It was like literally wobbling around. You'll see it in the unboxing video. So that was one thing straight away from the get-go. I was kind of like, right, okay, here we go. The shop's not been entirely honest with me here. The other thing I wasn't told about as well is something's gone wrong with the routing for the cavity here. I went to change the battery. I took the screw out, and this grub screw kind of followed it, and it made it an absolute nightmare trying to get the screw back in. So I wasn't told about that either. So it is going to make changing the battery a little bit tricky in the future. You kind of have to take 2 screws out and force the grub screw back in. So later on, I spoke to the shop, and funny enough, the guy I spoke to said, oh, is it still not arrived? And I was like, how do you not know this? No, it's here. I've got it. I've done a video on it. You can go and check it out if you want. But I spoke to the manager, and fair play, the manager was a very nice guy. He said he'd heard bits and bobs, but he didn't know the full story. So I told him everything, and he said, what we'll do for you is we'll give you a £50 refund and 2 packs of strings, which I accepted because I didn't want to send the guitar back. The pickup, I sorted that out. I managed to screw that in nice and tight. The grub screw in the back is just something that I'm going to have to live with, and the paint really doesn't bother me. So after 2 weeks of owning the guitar, and now all that's settled down, I thought I'd finally sit down with you guys, show you some guitar tones, and give you my first impressions. So the first thing that I noticed when I set it down on my lap is this thing feels really, really long. I don't know if it's a combination between the size of the body, because it is quite big, and where the neck just sort of leaves it. It seems to shoot out quite a bit. So I was going to do like open chords for like the first week, and I'd be 1 fret out because I wasn't used to the length of it. However, after living with it for a week, I'm really used to the length of it now, and it is really comfortable to sit with. I was a little bit worried because this sort of bottom end kicks out a little bit. With guitars like Les Pauls, for instance, which are quite big at the back, I find they kind of like slide off my lap a little bit, which is why I'll never own a Les Paul, I guess. However, this thing, it seems to be perfectly balanced. I think that might be a combination of like the offset, plus it's super thin as well, so it's not like a big clunky Les Paul in your lap. So it's really comfortable to sit with on your right lap if you like playing like that. It's also really comfortable to sit with if you like sort of like the classical position. A lot of you guys who've been on the channel for a while now, you know that I'm a flying V guy usually, so this is probably the most comfortable way for me to sit with a guitar. And yeah, it sits really well, it's super comfortable, and no complaints. The matte black looks absolutely killer, and it is absolutely spotless. It does show like finger marks and stuff like that really easy, but it kind of comes with the territory with matte black guitars. And I'm fully aware that this thing is going to wear in from me playing it over the years to come. I've got a Jimru Charvel sat there, which is my main workhorse guitar for when I'm teaching, and that thing's already starting to wear in like crazy, but I guess that just comes with the territory of owning a matte finish guitar. The neck is super comfortable, it's quite wide, it is quite thick because at the end of the day this is a Fender. So for you metalheads out there who are looking for like an Ibanez Wizard neck or something like that, or you know, something slim like on an ESP or a Jackson, you're not going to find that here. It is quite thick compared to other necks that I've played, but it is super comfortable. The other thing that I love about this guitar is the ebony fretboard, which absolutely glides when you're sort of doing 3-note per string runs and stuff like that. And that is going to bring me onto the next sort of section of the video, which is of course how it sounds and how it plays. So in terms of playability, this guitar literally just plays itself. Like I said from the offset, it's very, very addictive. Like even as I'm sat here now talking to you guys or talking to a camera, my fingers are just like finding their way onto the board and I'm just starting to do like little runs and stuff like that. It's one of those guitars where as soon as you see it and you put it on your lap, you just want to play it. I think because the neck is so sort of far out, it puts you at this nice position where you've got a really good overview of everything. There's a lot of guitars and stuff when you start looking up to the higher end of the fretboard, you know, your hands coming all the way back here to try and reach them, and sometimes you've got very limited high fret access as well. However, if you want to start reaching for the high notes up here, it's literally just there and you're not having to like really sort of reach to get up there. And I think because it plays so well and it's so different to anything I've ever owned before, that's what makes it so addictive. It's just easy. I'm not having to think about it when I put my fingers on the strings. The hip sharp bridge as well back here is incredibly comfortable. There's nothing getting in your way. It's just plain and simple, and it's really easy to sort of bounce your palm off and on to do all the metal rhythms. I love the position of the 3-way selector. It's so easy to change back and forth between your pickups when you're picking. It's so fast, you know, you're not sort of like having to move it down and up, and I'm not sort of like fumbling around looking for it. So in terms of how the guitar sounds, the only word I've got for it is dark, which will come as no surprise since it's basically a Slipknot guitar, right? But overall, on the higher gain settings, this thing just sounds gnarly. I was talking to one of my clients, and he used the word snarl when he watched my unboxing video, and I caught up with him later on. He said that guitar's got a real snarl to it, and yeah, that's a really good word to describe the way this guitar sounds. It's just got an aggression and a snarl to it and a growl. One thing I will say, which did come as a surprise, is I can't get anything nice out of this guitar or pretty sounding. So a lot of you who've been on the channel for a while, you know that I love my clean reverby guitar tones when I'm not, you know, down picking on high gain settings and stuff like that, which is something that I really enjoy doing, right? But when I knock this onto the clean tone, even though it sounds good, like undeniably good, again, it just sounds really dark and moody. So it really has brought sort of like a new vibe and angle to my playing, which I'm all here for. Now that the AMG 60 isn't flapping round, as I've managed to fix it back into place, I absolutely love the sound of it. It instantly sounds like Jim as soon as you switch forward onto it. The tried and tested EMG 81 in the bridge, that's something that I've been acquainted with for a long time now because the majority of my other guitars have that pickup. It's what I'm comfortable with and it's a sound that I know and love, and this guitar sounds great with it. So I guess the big question now is, was it worth it? Was it worth all the faff and the stress and hassle of getting this thing here? And I guess the answer to that question, as you can probably tell, is yes. It's unfortunate the transaction was a little bit rough. However, after speaking to the manager, I did get an apology and I did get a partial refund and 2 packs of strings as well for the inconvenience. So I suppose that's fair. And then the extra things that were sort of wrong with it, it's nothing that I couldn't have sorted out myself. So overall, yes, it was worth it and I am very happy with it. Question is, should you guys buy one of these if you're thinking of getting one? I suppose the answer is yes, as it is a fantastic guitar, but only if you really like the shape. And just remember, it is a Fender guitar and it plays as such, okay? So if you're looking for your streamlined metal machines like a Super Strat or whatever, you're not going to find that here. It does feel like a Fender. So if you're looking for a simple heavy metal guitar that doesn't have all the pointy headstocks and pointy angles and stuff like that, and you want something that looks a little bit more classy, then this guitar's 100% for you. So there you go, guys. That's the video. Please be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it and share your unfortunate buying experiences, if you've had any, down in the comments below. Be sure to check out my Patreon page if you want to support the channel, as well as my band. Everything is down in the description for you. And until next time, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.